Peacock. Everybody calls me Bill, or in college, Willie P. I was a captain in the U.S. Marine Corps. I served from 1968 to 1969 in Vietnam. I served 13 months. All Marines serve 1 month than any other military does. And I was a company commander as well as a JAG officer. And as a JAG officer, I was the chief defense counsel for the 1st Marine Air Wing. And we got so many people off, they made me the chief prosecutor. I was deployed primarily in Da Nang, but I was all over what's called I Corps, the northern quarter of Vietnam, which was Da Nang, Quang Tri, Dong Ha, Chu Lai, and subsequent to that, as my tour wore on, they put me on board an aircraft carrier, and we flew in and out of on CH-46s, in and out of Vietnam, and engaged in combat operations. That was with the 26th Marine Regiment. Well, having been a trial lawyer and prosecuting criminal and civil trials in Vietnam and back at Camp Pendleton, I joined the oldest law firm in the state of California, known as Chickering and Gregory. Very, very great old law firm. In fact, it had so much influence in the formation and development of the state of California that we represented a company called Caterpillar Tractor. They came from Peoria, Illinois. And the attitude of people around me was not, in the law firm, it was great. They appreciated what I had done. In the public at large, there was still a huge overlay of anti-Vietnam attitude, and that's largely due to the way the draft was administered. So I had a degree of empathy for some of the people. I didn't like the way they threw, when we'd go on a Veterans Day parade, and they threw rotten eggs or oranges at us. I didn't appreciate that very much. But we'd had a lot worse thrown at us in Vietnam, so that's where we are. My most significant memory, I think, and I carry to this very day, was the last day I was there, and I was going out on a flight to Okinawa that evening, which is a first hop, and then you take a big jet to San Francisco or LA. My company first sergeant, who was all of 22 years old, because, you know, they had the real first sergeants doing heavy-duty paperwork, and this guy really appreciated the fact that I had all 100 of these men out digging zigzag trenches in the mud, and because during the monsoons, the Viet Cong could come up close to this chain link fence that fenced off the Da Nang Air Base, and they could throw grenades in. But if you had a straight line trench, a grenade could take out people in both directions. But the zigzag trench that they figured out during World War I would stop that from happening. You might only lose one guy. And I was very fortunate. I think the Viet Cong, supported by the NVA, but it was mostly VC, looked at those trenches and said, we're never going to be able to hurt anybody, so they kind of left us alone. They shot at us a few times, and believe me, we shot back. I think there are a couple of things I'd like civilians to understand. Number one is that most people who serve in the military have a great deal of pride in what we do and did. And most of us take that for the rest of our lives. I'm coming up on my 83rd birthday, and everybody always puts a flag on my birthday cake. And that says a lot. And I think what I'd like most people to understand is that to give of yourself for your fellow man, whether it's in the Marine Corps, whether it's volunteering for the Red Cross, volunteering in school, school activities, all of that makes you a better and a bigger person. And in the eyes of our Lord, it helps you, it doesn't get you into heaven, but it may count as a check mark in the right column.